right, y'all, take two. I'm having internet issues, but I'm Ashley Fields with Yard or Us. Today we're going to be painting our snail blank. This one right back here is going to be the end result that we are going to take this one on my table to. So let me get my my live pulled up, that way I can see comments. Hopefully my Wi-Fi will hold out long enough to let me get through our video today. Okay. Hi Paula, how are you? So glad to see you, y'all. I just tried to go live and whatever reason it started to tell me I lost my internet connection. So we're gonna try this again. All right, y'all. We're gonna hop in. I'm gonna have two lives today. We're gonna do this snail this morning, and then this afternoon I'm going to do the flag, flamingo, and sunflower for our interchangeable truck. Good morning, Letitia. Good morning, Paula. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. So glad everybody's here. How are you guys doing today? What are y'all working on this week? Let me know. I'd love to hear all about what y'all have going on. Y'all, as you guys know, I have been enjoying blending, so we're going to be doing some more blending today because, you know, we can never do enough blending. Paula says, my daughter loves a snail. Yes, you're going to have to paint it for her. Let her paint it. Yes, so much fun. All right, I'm going to start with, we're going to do 3 colors. Let me show you this sample. If you look at your blending, you've got like a deep purple here, and then it kind of goes into a medium, and then it goes into a light purple. So I'm going to show you guys how you can create this look with the paint colors that we have in our paint palette. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Mary Kay. All right, y'all. So if you are familiar with us and our paint palette, we only have 2 colors, number 27 light purple and 28 shading purple. I think I have those numbers correct. Maybe, maybe not. So what I really did is I took these 2 and I mixed the 2 together to get me this purple that's kind of in the middle. So all I did was take light and dark and mixed them to create this middle color. So this shading technique that we're going to be doing today, I'm actually going to use 3 separate brushes. Is like lately we've been doing a lot of that double loading. We're not doing that today because I'm using 3 colors. So what I'm going to do is just kind of start with my plate. This paint that's underneath here, that's paint I used on a live yesterday. But I got that light purple. I've got shading purple, which is my dark purple. And then this is that purple, like I said, that I mixed. It's a mixture of the 2. And I'm just going to get some over here on my plate. Now, I am going to be using, okay, so I've got my 3 purples, right? Light, medium, dark. And I'm going to be using 1/4 inch or 3/4 inch, excuse me, Crafter's Choice flat tip brushes. These are my favorite brushes to use for blending. These are camel hair brushes. I know Hobby Lobby sells these. I have not found these on Amazon, but Hobby Lobby does sell these. I think we might have some in stock. I'm not 100% sure. Hi, Kathy. How are you, my dear? But as long as they're flat tip and whatever brush works good for you for blending, I found these to be the easiest. Also, notice they're dry. When you're doing any blending, it's a lot easier to me if your paint brushes are completely dry. So I'm using 3 separate brushes for my 3 separate colors. Now, I kind of just taped off this center just to keep it from getting really dirty. If I were, actually when I do paint this and I'm not on a live, I actually do the blending first and then I come in and add my colors. So I wouldn't even do the green before doing the blending. I would just do the blending and then after that dries, come in and do your other colors. Debbie says there was some in stock on Saturday. Thank you, Debbie. Debbie, what would I do without you, my dear? All right, y'all, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with this deep purple and I'm just gonna kind of, you know, load some in here on the tip of my brush. Not, you know, not too much, not too little. Now, to me, I'm gonna start right here because this, your shell kind of, this piece feeds into the next piece that feeds into the next and it kind of goes around. So when I was actually painting my sample, I found this to be the easiest to do. So basically, whenever I'm doing my blending, I just kind of come down and get one color brought on, okay? This is that dark purple. I'm gonna set that aside. Now I'm gonna switch and get some of that medium purple. And I'm just gonna come right in And again, just lay down that next medium purple. Now, this is one of those things that you've got to work it while it's wet. So all I'm really doing is just taking this medium brush, medium purple. I'm calling it medium purple, y'all. It's a hand mixed color. It is not a color in our palette. And I'm kind of just going right back over top of those strokes and getting that to blend out. So that's your medium purple. Now I'm gonna get my brush for my light purple. Y'all, when I did this sample, take it from me, I tried to do the dark purple on all of the parts of the snail. And then I tried to come back with the medium, and I was having a lot of issues because it was already getting dry on me. And so I kind of figured out, you know, the easiest way to really do this is just to do one at a time. One at a time. So you guys are gonna see me kind of doing that same stroke over and over and over. That's just to try to really get these colors blended out. I'm gonna switch back to that medium and just get these colors blended back. There we go. Hallelujah, so pretty. So we finished our first little section. We're really just gonna continuously do the same exact process every single time. I'm gonna just wipe that clean, and I'm gonna go right back to my darker color. Load that brush, your 3/4 inch Crafter's Choice. These are camel hair brushes. Load that brush and just get me one swipe. All right, so I got that dark purple. Now I'm gonna go back to that medium. Get some paint in that brush, and again, one swipe. Now notice this one's blended, this one's not. That's why I continuously do those same strokes over and over and over. So basically, y'all, when I'm blending, I kind of have a same start and stop position. I do not stop in the middle of the line, and the reason is because I'm trying to make sure that this is blended and it's fluid, that my brush strokes are fluid. So I've got that medium kind of faded in. I'm gonna come back a little bit with this dark and just touch that up just a bit. Y'all, blending is one of those things that it takes some patience and it takes some practice. Somebody says the 3 P's. I don't remember who said this to me before, but patience, perseverance, practice. You need your 3 P's when you're working on blending. So it's kind of one of those things, I have to go back and forth between my brushes depending on what it's looking like. If I notice that I kind of crossed over into a color, I just, go back and do a little bit of touch-ups. So now I'm going to bring in that light purple. And I'm going to blend that light purple into that medium. And what I'm saying by blending is really just taking that brush and doing the same stroke over and over and over again until that line is not defined anymore. Now let me show you this up close. Can you guys see how that light is coming into that medium? I'm going to have to bring that medium brush back in to clean up this line right here, because you can really see that line right now. And this, my friends, is why blending just takes the 3 P's. Patience, practice, perseverance. There we go. So, sticking with one at a time, it gives you that ability to really get that blended out and get it looking the way that you want it to look. So, one at a time. Now I'm going to wipe off that excess. And again, continue with the same process. Go back, get that darker color. You guys, if you don't want to use purple, you don't have to. You can use really any colors that you want to use. This is all about just kind of sticking with colors in the same color family. That's what I like to do. You don't even have to do that. I think that's what looks best. But I got that dark color on, so if you wanted to do this with blues, you can do this, continue with the same process with any colors that you want. All right, so we got that dark purple. Now I'm gonna switch to the medium. Again, those of you that might just be hopping in, this medium is just a mixture of my light purple and my dark purple. I'm gonna come in, I get that paint loaded into my brush, and I basically just bring in one swipe. From here, I'm gonna continue swiping across that same exact motion until I don't have a defined line left. That's all that blending is. Taking out that line. Oh, that's just so pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna go back, grab my light brush. In case if those of you who weren't here at the beginning, I'm using 3 different brushes. So every time I go to put down the color, I'm changing that color, I'm grabbing the brush that coordinates to that color. Same motion. Notice I'm starting here in my center. I'm pulling it across and I'm ending in my next section. I'm doing that every single time. Why am I doing that? So that you don't see those defined lines on each section. So if I'm doing that in the center and I'm doing that off here to the side, it keeps that section that I'm working on from having those defined lines. Coming back and grabbing that medium, because if you guys can see, that light kind of came up a little too far. So I'm just grabbing that medium, fanning it back out. I almost feel like I fanned it out too much. Going back to that light. There we go. There we go. Now right here, all that excess, I just take my finger and wipe it. This is how, everybody asks me, how do I get so much paint on my clothes? By doing this. Wipe it, get it on my shirt, keep moving. All right, so I've got 3 sections done. Again, just continuing, same exact process. I'm gonna get that darker purple, load some into my brush, start in the center, and do 1 swipe. Y'all, when I'm doing that swipe, if I run out of paint, I just come back and grab a little bit more. So I've got that dark purple. I'm gonna switch back to that mixture of light and dark. Get some in my brush, lay down a line. Once I lay down that line, I just basically continuously take that brush and swipe right over top until I get those colors blended. Y'all, how do I know when I've done getting it blended? The reason, or I guess the kind of reasoning that I use to know if I'm done is, do I see a clear defined line? And do my colors fade from one into the next? I can tell on this one, I almost brought that medium color a little bit too far over, so I'm bringing that dark back in by just coming back over top of that line several times. Bring that dark back in, go back to the medium. There we go. That is getting blended. How cute is this? Hi Marie, Darlene, Donna, Tammy, Jerry Ann. So glad to see you guys. Hope everybody's doing good. All right, I got that dark, I got that medium. I'm going back to that light, loading some in my brush, bringing a swipe. Just kind of filling in all that excess space. I'm gonna still continue using this light purple. I'm starting in the middle. And I'm kind of coming in. Y'all, whenever I'm starting to blend, I might be using about maybe 1/4 inch into my brush. I don't know if you guys could, let me see if you could see that. Do you see how much of that medium purple's on that tip of that brush? That's as far as I'm kind of cutting into that color next to it. Just a tiny little bit. I just cut in just a little bit and I continuously go right back over top that line, getting those colors to kind of fade together. I love blending. Uh-oh, I'm getting, okay, see? This is why, I think I leaned my shirt, I think my chest got into my side right here. So I leaned my shirt in and I started to kind of get this, get my shirt in this tacky paint. And I just tried to pick up a brush and go over top of that. It's not working because that paint's already drying. I don't know if you guys can even see. Once that paint starts to dry, if I try to go back over top and blend it, because it becomes tacky, it almost just turns into like a texture mess. So if you have a part that you're like, man, this is already dry or it's getting tacky and I need to touch it up, take it from me, wait, let it dry, and then come back and do a touch up right over top of it. Because when I just tried to go and touch that up, I started to mess up all the brush strokes that I already created. And I don't want to do that. All right, so we've got these 4 sections and we're basically just going to continue. Same exact thing. Start with your dark, getting that dark purple, get it loaded in that brush, start in your middle, and bring your swipe all the way around. I want to see my sample. Okay, so I did the dark into here and I didn't do the dark down here. That's what I did. Okay. Y'all, sometimes it's been a while since I've painted my sample and I have to look at it to make sure I'm doing the right thing. I got that dark purple. I'm going back and getting that medium purple, that mixture between my light and my dark. And I'm just getting a swipe put down, just a swipe. Now, I am going to go ahead and bring this swipe down here. I do need a little bit more paint. I'm going to kind of come in and bring it down here as well. The reason I'm bringing that medium purple is because it's backing up to that dark right there. So now that I have this color down, I'm going to just basically come over about a 1/4 inch into my brush and fan it out into that darker color. And I'm basically going to start making a mess on this green. Y'all, whenever you're doing blending, take it from me, please take it from me, and do not base coat your piece. Just get your kind of base, your prime coat. What I call that undercoat is what I'm referring to as that prime coat. My undercoat is just white, okay? So get your undercoat or your prime coat done, and then you can come in, do your blending. After your blending is done, then do your base coating, because as you can see right now, this green, I'm getting this purple all over it. So if you do that blending first, it prevents you from having to do all this cleanup like I'm having to do at the moment. All right, I've got that blended right there. I'm gonna try to hurry and get this light purple in because I've already got paint drying down here. Bring that light purple. First thing I do is really just kind of fill in all the white, right? It doesn't have to be pretty. Fill in that white. There we go. And now that I have that filled in, I'm just gonna start blending. Start in my center. I'm only crossing into that other color by maybe a 1/4 inch into my brush. Just a little bit, not too much. And I basically just redo the same exact swipe over and over again until I get those colors blended and there is no defined line. I think I took it over a little too far, so I'm going to go back to that medium. Now, blending is just one of those things you gotta play with it. Notice I keep going back and forth between my brushes. It just takes a little time and a lot of patience. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off right here. I'm making a mess. And then I'm gonna come down here and blend it out. Oh, this is just so cute. Whoa, I almost dropped that brush in there. Come back, get this medium, and just fan in that medium a little bit more. Okay, wipe off my excess and go back through the process. Hi Tracy, hi Rachel. So glad y'all are here. Y'all, I don't feel like I've been paying much attention to y'all because I've been painting. But thank y'all for hanging out. I really appreciate it. If I've missed any questions, I'll make sure to come back and grab those at the end. All right, I've got that dark purple coming in. And y'all, these lines are etched. So my CNC has these lines already there for me. So as you guys are seeing me lay down that paint, all I'm doing is backing up to those lines. I'm gonna go ahead and just bring in this, this deep purple right here. There we go. All right, go back to that medium. Here's that medium, which I actually don't have any more on my plate. Come in, create a swipe. There we go. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab this light as well. I'm not even gonna add any more paint. I have the tiniest of sections right here. Oh, that's so pretty. If you are trying to learn to blend, just be patient with yourself. Be very patient with yourself. It just takes time. And be prepared to just play with it. As you guys can see, I'm playing with this quite a bit. And I'm just trying to really get it to where I want it to be. And sometimes, y'all, that is easier said than done. I think I'm done. I think I'm gonna leave it, because if I start playing with it too much, it starts to get crazy on me. So there is your purple blending on that snail. I'm gonna go ahead and put my paintbrushes in the water, because y'all, if I don't, I will keep messing with it, and I don't wanna mess with it anymore. Sometimes it's one of those things you just gotta let it go and let it be. So I'm gonna cap the paint that I have open, and let me go ahead and move the paint that I'm done with. Now, this center of my snail right here, I put this tape down really to just protect the colors that I had underneath. So I'm gonna just pick up this paint. Again, if you guys are painting this at home, don't even paint that center until you get done blending. If y'all could look at that tape, look at all that paint I would have had in my center. That's a lot of paint. I really only put it down so that on my live, I can get through my live and not have, sorry y'all. I don't have call forwarding on my phone. I asked my mom, we have the same phone. I was like, how do you do call forwarding when you go live? And she showed me in settings. And go look in my settings, and I don't have call forwarding. So anytime somebody calls me, it interrupts me. All right, I've got that shading done. So let's go ahead and start working on our green shading. I wanna let you guys know this is not a color in our paint palette. I hand mixed this. This is the color I used on my snail. It is a mixture of yellow, light yellow, and lime green. So it's really like a yellow, a green, yellow, yellow, green, something along those lines. I've been doing a lot of mixing colors lately. You know, sometimes I'm just like, man, I want something a little different. So this one is a mixture, and I am going to be using lime green to shade. I think I'm going to use a number 12. Use a number 12 shader, and let's get some lime green. All right, now, anytime you guys see me using one of these 2-ounce cups, that is because I have a little bit of water added into it. When I shade, I water it down a little bit, and then when I outline, I really water it down a little bit. Before I start shading, let me just hit it with the blow dryer right quick and try to get some of these edges dry so that when I'm putting down this lime, I'm not pulling that purple into my green. That's good enough. We'll make it work. All right. So, excuse me. Now I'm going to use this lime green, and I'm going to use a number 12 shader. We call it a shader, y'all. It's flat tip brush. I'm just kind of loading that paint on one corner. And so from here, I'm just going to kind of start, and I'm going to go around the perimeter, and I'm going to do a little bit of shading work on the inside of my snail as well. Let's see, make sure y'all can see this, y'all. And just kind of come over here and then follow this perimeter around. You know, when I'm shading, I kind of try to look at it like, what do I want to come forward in the front, and what do I want to almost go behind? I want this shell to be forward, so I'm not going to shade right here around the shell because I want that shell to look like it's coming over top. Hi Ava, how are you, my dear? So I kind of just come up with the tail. I hit the snail, or the shell, excuse me, with the tail, and I'm stopping that shading because I want that shell to look like it's over the top. Now from here, I'll kind of come in like this, Come up here, follow that line. You know, shading is just one of those things, like, there's really no right or wrong as far as like where you need to add the lines. I kind of just eyeball it, and I'm like, I think that looks good. So that's kind of the method to my madness of where I'm going and what I try to do whenever I am painting. I've got the perimeter shaded and kind of where I want it. So at this point, I'm really just gonna get that excess taken back off my brush and use what I already have left in here. And this is where I kind of come in very light, wispy, and just add a couple of strokes here and there. This is just to really help make it pop, bring it to life. There we go. All right, shading on that green is done. All right, just a little bit, not too much. Now I'm gonna cap this lime green and wash out this brush. And the only other thing I have left to shade is just this little centerpiece circle. So while I'm cleaning out this brush, I want to tell you guys, I did one coat of white as my base. And then on my shell, I just did the blending with my purples. Right here, I used sky blue as the base. My green base is, again, a mixture of light yellow and lime green. So let me clean this brush back out. And on this sky blue, I'm gonna just use a little bit of teal. Clean that brush out. Again, using that same brush, it's a number 12. I'm trying to just keep that paint over here on the corner. I'm not filling that entire thing with, or that entire brush with paint. So from here, I'm really just gonna kind of follow along these etched lines that are already there for me. That's the nice thing about these lines. You don't have to guess. They're there. And I almost kind of put that brush into the crevice and just pull the brush through. So I really let that crevice guide me where I'm going. I got a lot of paint right there. I'm just going to try to dry that out. There we go. There's your little bit of teal shading. I'm not going to try to do any wispy lines because I don't really have a whole lot of space right there. So as far as shading goes, I'm done with my shading. I'm done with my blending. The only thing I have left to do is get my script liner and do a little bit of outline and highlight. And then this guy will be done. I'm going to just hit this with a blow dryer and try to get it as dry as I can so that when I'm coming over top with that script liner, I'm not picking up any of those wet paints. Y'all, I'm just kind of taking my finger right now. Some of these spots that have like real thick paint, I'm just kind of almost swiping it out so that it'll dry a little bit faster. But naturally and normally when I'm painting, I just let it air dry and I really don't do the next step until it's dry. Good enough. All right, let's get our script liner and we are going to just start outlining and this guy will be done. All right, y'all, I am using a Royal Gold number 4 script liner, same script liner I always use. This black is watered down already. I'm going to say it's about the consistency of cream, like whipping cream. It's definitely, I put a lot of water in here to really thin it out. The reason I thin out my paint is just so I can get fluid brush strokes out of it and my lines aren't really rigid. So whenever I go to outline, I basically set the brush down wherever there is etched lines. I set the brush in that line and I just pull the brush. Nice and simple. Outlining is one of those things that just takes a lot of patience and practice and perseverance again. The more you practice, the better you'll get. All right, There we go, got that center done. And we're just gonna keep on following around with our lines. Y'all, I think this snail is just so doggone cute. So cute. And he is supposed to be my last tutorial for the month, but last week we did our interchangeable truck, and I told y'all last week that I didn't have the interchangeable pieces ready. In fact, I didn't even have them here at the house. I had to go steal some from the store yesterday. So I am going to be doing the interchangeable sunflower, flamingo, and what's it called? The flag this afternoon. So you guys come back. I'm going to try to come on around 2. You know, honestly, sticking with times are kind of hard for me. So I kind of just hop on whenever, you know, my time is open and I'm like, okay, great time. Go get on there. So my goal is around 2, but y'all don't hold me to that. But my daughter has been asking, she wants to go to the water park, and we have season passes, and we try to go once a week. Well, last week we didn't get to go. This week it's been raining all week, and we've not gotten to go. So I told her, let me try to get all my lives done today other than my Christmas live. I'm also doing a Christmas live on Friday for the new whimsical stockings. But other than that, I'm going to try to do this live and the interchangeable pieces for the truck today, and then that way her and I and her friend can go to the water park tomorrow. I'm very excited to get some sun. Hopefully, weather permitting, because those of you that live closer, local to Houston, the weather's been terrible. Oh, thank you, Libby. Libby says, love the colors. Thank you, my dear. Originally, Mary was actually going to paint this piece, and then we kind of had to switch some things up, and so she already had it base coated when she gave it to me, and she gave it to me with yellow and green, and I just thought it was just too much yellow and green going on, so I was like, let me change that up just a little bit. So I thought I thought the purple looked really good. And originally I had the green right here, and I didn't like that. I thought it needed a third color, so I brought in a little bit of blue too. All right, got those done. Now we're just gonna really just do the perimeter of the snail, so like the green part. Just gonna follow this around. Y'all, could I just share that I am incredibly excited. I cannot stop talking about it. So Monday was my husband's birthday, and we have both been sleeping just terribly, waking up with our backs hurting and headaches and just not getting a good night's sleep. So he's like, babe, we've got to go get a new mattress. I was like, okay. So I told him we need to go to the Sleep Number store because my husband is 6'10". He's a big boy. And every time we go buy a mattress, it gets a sinkhole, and then within like 2 years, we don't like it anymore. So I told him, let's go get a Sleep Number, so that way it's adjustable, and maybe we can actually have a mattress that lasts, I don't know, longer than 1.5 years or 2 years. So anyways, we get over there, and holy moly, they have a lot of different mattresses, and the technology is just insane. So we ordered a new mattress, which won't be here till August, but we cannot stop talking about our excitement for this new mattress. I think that's how you know you're getting old, when you are just so excited for a mattress so that you can sleep better. So I cannot wait. August 11th, it cannot come here soon enough, y'all. I'm hoping that if by the time that comes and I can, start getting some better sleep, maybe I won't be so exhausted all the time. I've just been feeling so tired. I get up about 5:30, but lately it's been like I'm pushing 6 because I don't want to get out of bed. We are almost done with this guy. I'm just kind of coming in here. Anytime you guys are seeing me go back over that same stroke, it's because I don't like, maybe that line came out a little wobbly, or, you know, it's not good or rounded off. And so when I'm making that same stroke over and over, I'm just trying to kind of even out my lines. I love getting to watch people outline stuff, because that's when you really get to see your piece coming together. Did I do eyelashes? I did do eyelashes. All right, let's get some eyelashes. Y'all, when I'm doing eyelashes, notice I'm not adding more paint. I'm using what's already existing inside of that brush. Oh, he's just so cute. Now, did I do black? I did do black, okay. Sometimes, y'all, I can't remember if I actually do, sometimes on these lighter colors, I don't do black on my swish lines, marks, I don't know what you would really even call them. But I did on this one, so I had to look at it. Danae says August, yes! Girl, can't even tell you. I'm just so excited. In fact, I even called the Sleep Number store yesterday because we ordered new sheets. Because it's got like a flex top. It's got like a little split at the top of the mattress. So you have to have like specific sheets for it. So we got new sheets and we got new pillows and new pillowcases and all that. So yesterday I was like, well, we didn't get a new blanket. So I had to call and order a true tent blanket because my husband is a sweater at night. Like, he sweats. Me, I'm freezing cold at night. So we got like one of the beds that has a foot warmer. Like, I can turn the bed on the foot warmer on my side. Like, before I get in bed, like I can get on my phone and through the app, like warm the bed up for myself. Y'all, I just can't even tell you. I'm so excited. So August 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, I might just have to take off and enjoy some time in bed. Hi, good morning, Dawn. Hi, Darlene, Rachel. So glad y'all are here hanging out. Oh, Danae says she always sweats. Oh, girl. Whenever I first got with my husband, I remember there was a few times where I was like, I don't know that this is going to work out because you sweat at night and I don't, and I just don't like it. Then we found out it was the mattress topper that we had. I liked the mattress topper, but he didn't. And so it's always been like one of those things. I don't know about you guys, but if you have a spouse and for both of you guys to like the mattress, sleep comfortably and all that, that's just difficult to do. And that's especially true with my husband and I. And so finally gonna have a bed that we can, you know, have the temperature adjusted and making sure that like it has a cooling technology, and I mean, it's just insane. I literally laid in the bed for maybe 10 seconds and I had back pain when I laid down. Within 10 seconds, my back pain was alleviated. And I looked over, I told my husband, I was like, my back doesn't hurt anymore. He's like, me either. We both were like, we're buying a bed. We are buying a bed. So yes, you need the cooling bed. Seriously, girl, I didn't even know that it existed. It's like an AI kind of bed. It's crazy. I need to sleep on a bed of ice. Maybe I'm an ice queen. They do have this like, I'm sure other people other than Sleep Number have it, but it's like a fan that you put underneath your covers, and it cools the inside of the bed. Just awesome. I just can't even explain to you guys how excited we are. That's just all we've been talking about. Can't wait for our new bed. All right. I hear somebody outside. Sorry, y'all. They are knocking stuff over here, getting all excited. I don't even know what they're excited about. All right, there. We have finished our snail. He is just so cute. Let me go over your colors because y'all have been so excited talking about a mattress. I didn't even tell y'all what I was doing when I'm highlighting. All right, so I did one coat of white as my primer, which is basically that undercoat underneath all of my colors. So I started with the white. On my snail's shell, I used 3 different colors. Well, I really used 2 colors and I mixed them. I used the dark purple and the light purple, and then I also mixed these 2 together to kind of get that medium shade of purple. On my green color, this is the color I mixed, guys. This is a hand-mixed color. It is a mixture of lime and yellow, and it came out like this gorgeous, gorgeous kind of yellow-green color. So that's the color I used on the base of my snail. And then I used lime green to shade on top of there. And then right here in the center of my shell, I used sky blue as my base. And then I paired that with a teal shading. And obviously from there, we just did some black outline and some white highlights, and bada bing, bada boom. There you go. So I know we have this available as a blank. I'm not 100% sure, but something tells me that we might even have it as a template. It's going to be listed under Spring Summer Blanks, so you can go check that out at yardartartus.com. Letitia says, so cute. Danae, so cute. Thank you. Debbie, I love that. Thank you, Debbie. All right, y'all. This afternoon, again, I'm going to attempt to be here around 2. We are going to do the flamingo, the flag, and the sunflowers that are all for your interchangeable truck. So Danae says, what time are y'all open this weekend with the holiday? Danae, I believe we're just open regular business hours. Typically we're open the whole time. I'll double check and let you know, but as far as I know, we're open normal business hours. If that's going to change, I will make a post and let everybody know. Paula says, looks great. Thank you, Paula. All right, y'all come back at 2 o'clock and let's work on the interchangeable pieces for our truck. I'm going to show you that sunflower that everybody's been asking. How did you paint that? So come check that out, even if you're not planning on buying the truck, and you can just get a new kind of look for doing sunflowers. So I will see you guys this afternoon, 2 o'clock. Bye, everybody.